These days, with the news full of talk of World War III,
you're going to end up with no world. The world is going to be blown to pieces.
And devastating human-caused climate change.
Showing how people are enduring the oppressive heat wave, which has come earlier than usual this year.
You might be looking to improve your food stocks, your food preps.
A major reservoir along the Colorado River has hit a grim milestone. With water levels dipping so low, a water intake broke through the surface of Lake Mead.
What if I told you there's a food stock that costs pennies per pound, works as good as new 5 years after you open the packet, requires no soil, no sunlight, no cooking. No, I'm not trying to sell you anything. You owe it to yourself and your family to make sure that if anything goes wrong, whether it's temporary or long-term nature, that you can feed your family well. This means healthy, nutritious food that's got lots of tastes and lots of variations. There's thousands of prepper videos out there telling you which is the best food for you and your family to get for SHTF, but there's only one that actually is the best. Grab yourself a coffee and a vegan snack, sit back and watch a short video where I show you how to sprout. It's not hard, it's really easy, and you need to be doing it. Delicious. Mung beans, sprouting jar. Four's all you need. Let none of them get away. Sproutmaster tells you what's in it and the country of origin. These are Canadian, the mung beans are American. They actually sent me this handy dandy chart, which I don't really use. I just throw some in and do it. One of the main problems I have with sprouting is putting too many seeds in the jar, which leads to them being literally jammed in there. Get a clean mason jar or a sprouting jar with a metal grill top. You can get plastic ones, I prefer the metal, they last a lot longer. They will over time rust, it won't hurt you. Perfectly fine to wash it under a hot tap, perfectly fine to do it in the dishwasher. You don't need hydrogen peroxide or any of the other stuff people tell you. It just needs to be clean. Get your sprouts. These were opened in 2017. It's a kilogram bag of seeds. And in this case, I'm actually going to put in 3 tablespoons. I really wasn't keen when I said this is by far the cheapest and easiest way of preparing food for an emergency. You will need fresh water that's clean. If you don't have enough fresh water that's clean to do sprouting, you've got other problems. Shall we rinse? I'm hoping grid down I have a tap that works. But I might not. You may have to pour the water in. What I suggest if your water's short is actually taking the rinsed water and using it for washing or cleaning or cooking. Now we get fancy. Could of course do that, or rinse 4 times like I do. Most books will tell you to rinse twice. I rinse 4 times, I have a lot of water. What you do by the rinsing process, you knock the air out of it and it will start to sink. I don't know if you can see this, but I still have some on the rim. So my 4th rinse is coming up and I'm going to take my time and circulate the water through. Because on the 4th rinse, when I pour it out, the next water that goes in is the overnight water. And there you have it. The chart tells you to leave this for 8 hours. It tells me to leave the broccoli for 2 hours soaking. I just soak for 12 hours overnight. I don't think it's a big deal. You need to get them dry and rinsed out between. And like basically just tipping them out like I just did is what I'll be doing every 12 hours. And this will start to germinate and start to sprout. Unless I have duff seeds. This packet was opened in 2017. I'm hoping, though I don't know, that the rest of the packets, which I'll show you now, kilograms of sprouts. Sealed in Mylar. This is bean mix. Peas, lentils, gazpacho. Maybe some stones in that. Made in Canada. That haven't been opened. Actually have had the air removed and have carbon dioxide or nitrogen put in. If that's the case, they should still germinate even 5 years from now. I'm really hoping I never use these for the simple reason it means
there's no winning a nuclear war.
Things have got really, really bad. Now, if you're not a kitchen person, you need permission from the kitchen person to use part of their dish rack. Germinate your sprouts. Every 12 hours, Rinse 4 times. I find they last about 2 to 4 days in the refrigerator. Obviously, if it was July and I have no refrigeration, I'm going to have problems. But again, this is an off-the-grid, passive solar house. I should have enough electricity to run fridge freezers, and it shouldn't get that hot because of the passive nature of the house. I got at least 8 bowlfuls out of this. You could use maple syrup. I'm just going to use a bit of salt, a bit of ground black cumin seed, Nigella savita. Not required, but some olive oil. In this case, quite old olive oil, so I'm not going to use too much. Olive oil with balsamic vinegar. Mix it up, of course. Smells delicious. If you put these in the sunlight and actually put them on paper or soil, you'll actually get quite a bit of chlorophyll if that's important to you. But for me, there's nothing quite like the freshness of these. The only major problem with this type of prepping food is you have to chew it, and little terriers can't eat it. Bon appetit! Now let's be honest, you might get a bit fed up with these, but if you've got no other sources of fresh food, I don't know if you will. I eat these almost every day and I enjoy them. Fenugreek, lentils, kamut and zucchini. Again, sealed in the mylar and they're resealable once open. Pardina lentils, absolutely a great source of food and nutrition. If you have nothing but white rice, you've made a critical error. Get lentils. Eat well, eat healthily, don't burn money for no apparent reason. Don't fall prey to fear porn merchants. Don't be buying buckets of plastic food that's not very healthy for you, that's literally costing you dollars a meal. Get sprouting. It's fun, it's nutritious, and it's really easy and cheap. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Love you all. Toodles. This has been a 2022 Poison Terrier production.